Hi, I'm Carol Michaels, and I'd like to welcome you to the Carol Michaels Fitness YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to strengthen the muscles around the hip area, hip strengthening exercises. If you're a beginner or new to exercise or been away from exercise for a while, do not use additional resistance. For those of you who are experienced exercisers, you might want to consider using resistance bands. Resistance bands come in a very light resistance, medium, or heavy duty. Light would look like this. It's really easy to pull apart. Medium, it's a little thicker, a little more difficult to pull apart. And if you really want to challenge yourself, a heavy duty or advanced level resistance bands, which as you can see is not easy to pull apart. It doesn't really matter where you buy them or what company you use. Make sure though that you do have a variety of resistance bands, and to make it more confusing, some resistance bands can be heavy duty, but they're not always in the same color. So for example, this company, their red one is heavy duty, and another company has the same thing made in a bluish color. Let's begin. For demonstration purposes today, I'll use a very light resistance band, and we'll place this right above the knees. Make sure you make it flat so it doesn't cut in, and we're going to start off on our side. And we're going to start off with what I call a basic hip strengthener, where the knees are bent, my thighs are coming out perpendicular to my torso, and I use the muscles around the hip glute area to bring that leg up and down. As to how many repetitions you should do, typically in strength training, we do 1 or 2 sets, which would be about 10 to 20 repetitions. Once you feel that it becomes very easy for you, you would change bands, going to a more intense resistance. You want to make sure your knee and ankle are level for this particular exercise. So you wouldn't want to have the knee popping up like this, nor would you want to have the lower leg or ankle popping up. Notice the knee and ankle are level and parallel to the floor. So another very common hip area strengthening exercise is the clamshell. And it's very simple and done in many programs, where we take the top leg and bring it away from the other leg and back down. But it's important to have perfect technique to really get something out of this exercise. So let's go over a few things. You do want to feel the muscle around the hip glute outer leg area activating. You want to make sure you're not pushing up with the inner part of your leg, which is very easy to do. You need to concentrate on the area that we want to strengthen. We also want to make sure that we keep the torso still. So when there's a lot of weakness in the area, we'll see people rocking back like this in order to get the leg away from the other leg. If you find that you're doing this, it would be a good idea to lean up against a wall, so that would prevent you from pushing back. If you feel that you can only go up this far using a resistance band, then don't use it. And once you feel that this becomes very easy for you, you would graduate to a more intense level resistance band, something a little thicker with more resistance. We can then bring the feet up, keeping both knees down for an elevated clamshell, taking that top leg, bringing it away from the other leg. Again, we want to keep the upper body very still and concentrate on using the area around the hip to bring the leg away from the other leg. Another thing to think about is if you do have a tendency of moving the upper body, you might want to keep the abdominals in towards the spine, especially as you bring this knee away from the other leg. So let's perform those exercises on the other side. Make sure the band remains nice and flat. Make sure it's above the knees. And we turn to the side. You want to be exercising on a nice thick mat or a soft surface so that the hip bone that's on the ground isn't uncomfortable. I have my head up like this for demonstration purposes. It's fine to go like this, even keeping a small pillow under your head. Do what you need to do to be comfortable. So notice my thighs are coming out 90 degrees from the body, perpendicular, and I have a knee bend about 90 degrees, upper to lower leg. Using the muscles around the hip, I bring that leg up and down. Notice the pacing of the exercise. I'm not doing this. I'm coming up, concentrating, mind into the muscle that I'm trying to strengthen. The knee and ankle are level. And you would do 1 or 2 sets of each exercise. Each set typically being 10 repetitions, sometimes even as many as 15 repetitions. Let's review the clamshell. Feet stay together. We take the top leg and we bring it away from the other leg. We open with the muscles around the hip area. Try not to just push up with the knee, lower leg, or the inner leg. And keep your upper body really still. Try to get full range of motion. Try to open up, really loosening up that hip area. And now for the elevated clamshells, we keep the knees down, bring the legs up. This is our starting position. And then bring the top leg away from the other leg and back down. So now we'll go back to the other side, and we would go through those same 3 exercises, but from a slightly different starting position. So for example, our first exercise was legs more or less perpendicular to the torso. Then after you've done that, we can bring the legs down a little bit where our starting position would look like this. We would then bring the leg up and down, slowly and smoothly, not quickly. We bring it up and down, and not very high. We're not bringing the leg up extremely high. Everything's done nice and smoothly and safely. And then we would do a set of clamshells, again, from this position with the legs a little lower down, and bring that leg apart and together. And then staying in this position, elevated clamshells from here. Take the top leg, bring it away from the other leg, and back down. Remember to keep the body very still. You don't want to rock back and forth in order to bring this leg up. You want to use those muscles in the hip area. And now we'll do those same 3 positions, turning over to strengthen the other hip area. So we at first had our legs in this position, and now we're going to push them down a little bit. Take that top leg, bring it up and down, lifting from the hip, outer leg, and glute area. The knee and the ankle should remain level. And now the clamshell from this position, feet stay together, open and close. And you should be able to feel the resistance band if you're at the point of using one. As you push that leg away from the other leg, you should feel that resistance. And when you get to a point when you don't, then that's a time to graduate to a different band. Finally, we bring the feet up into the elevated clamshell and open and close. Concentrate always on thinking about the area that you want to strengthen and concentrate on working from that area. If we don't concentrate, it's very easy to work from the other parts of the leg. Mind into the muscle. So those are some basic exercises that we perform in our osteoporosis recovery fitness program. We offer live classes on Zoom Monday through Friday. And if you need more information about the specialized osteoporosis program and classes, just take a look at the website, Carol Michaels Fitness, and continue to look at the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.